Oh boy, how did we get to this point, folks? Papoose can't give a crap about Big Gwoat if he's letting her do stuff like this.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. I sell tickets, this hoe sell pussy. She be on the internet saying she can whoop me. Now she pressing charges, the cops wanna book me. Hoe weigh $130 tryna be a bully. Bitch, I'm different, I just wish y'all understood me. I grew up in Flint, I don't wear a hoodie, but this is what that jungle do. Call me a boogie. I'm number one, you ain't in the race. Why this hoe so pathetic if she ain't a disgrace? Pressing charges, should've stayed in your place. On the phone with my lawyer, said he taking the case. Soft ass hoe, she was playing it safe. I would never let a bum bitch play in my face. I got a question, I know the haters gon' hate, but what did the 5 fingers say to the face? I hate when you run your mouth. 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 I hate when you run your mouth.
Okay, so Big Gwoat drops the song on Alicia Baumgartner. I hate when you run your mouth. What exactly are we doing here, people? Now, to that I say in the most respectful way to Big Gwoat, Papoose, Burton Records, Demetrius Salida, everyone from Flint, Michigan who supports this and around the world on all 7 continents, that all of y'all should hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Have people forgotten that Claressa is a part of American sporting history as a 2-time gold medalist? Not 1, but 2. And this is what she chooses to do, is rap. I hate when you run your mouth. Ah! Why she shouting, man? What exactly is going on here? Now, she said a couple things in there where I think, someone can say, look, man, it's just hip hop. Nah, don't you dare say this is just hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's not take it to the stupid. This is a travesty. This is when things go wrong. But for Papoose, where you at, man? How are you allowing this, encouraging this? What are you doing? Claressa Shields has one of the most accomplished resumes in women's boxing. Amateur pro. But y'all are having people focus on everything but what she can do in the ring and has done in the ring. Instead, this shit has turned into a circus, man. I'm just waiting for someone to come pedaling a unicycle and juggling goddamn tangerines or bowling pins. I'm being honest with you. All the fans, all the public, people in the public are observing this shit. And they're talking about her image, how it's just been trashed. And then for that concentric few, they're just saying, she's just defending herself against criticism. She's just going viral. She's doing what Mayweather did, Duran did, man, all the guys who were villains back in the day. That's all she's doing. She's just promoting her fight and letting people know that she's not going to be bullied. Okay, I hear you. But that's the problem. I can hear you because I can filter through bullshit. And I know when to tell somebody knock it off and quit taking it to the stupid, or I may just tell you shut the fuck up. But Claressa doesn't seem to know that. She can't filter through when somebody's out here trying to fast track her towards getting a little bit, picking a few low-hanging fruit and put a little bit of coin in their pocket, while they're destroying her at the same time. So for anyone out here who's condoning this nonsense, you know what, I tell you what, man, how about y'all talk to her about branding, about public perception, and the psychology of career management and understanding the things that maybe she should be doing. That's in stark contrast to what she's doing right now. See, but y'all won't tell her that. You know why? Because the people who are allowing her to go out here and just act like a fucking crazy woman is because they're probably benefiting somehow. Claressa Shields is losing. And I blame her, but I blame Papoose. How you love her? That's my thing. How you love her, man? How you her protector, man? What's really going on here? All this controversy. Y'all think that shit up. Controversy sells. Controversy sells? How about this? Controversy affects an athlete's marketability. Nobody want to talk about that. Y'all just out here acting like everything is sweet. Nah, this right here was Sour Patch shit. And actually, it's the opposite. It's not first they're sour, then they're sweet. Nah, first shit seems sweet, then it gets sour. Lawsuit. Who's going to be around with this lawsuit? It's like a damn steel-toed boot. But when it get turned sideways and they shoot for the hole, oh, and it's going in. Who gonna help her when she got this goddamn steel-toed boot type lawsuit pushed deep up in her ass? Who gonna help her when they get real uncomfortable? I want to see Papoose right there. I want to see the Win Records guys right there. I want to see Demetrius Salita right there. I want to see everybody right there with her. You better get her out this shit because y'all got her in it. I mean, we got to talk about the role of a support team to try to protect a champion's brand because no one over there is trying to protect her brand. They want her brand to be toxic. They're seeking virality. They want attention. They want the buzz. But they're not trying to protect her marketability. They've moved down the ladder. You're supposed to move up the ladder. You're not supposed to reverse. You're supposed to build champions, not break them down. How many promoters you seen intentionally break a champion down like Claressa's team is intentionally breaking her down? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say something blue in the face. Claressa, she had it, man. The girl was gifted, man, to come and fight and discipline and train to be an athlete. Yeah, I said it. We're keeping it all the way real in here. She had the shit, man. But she got people around her, these advisors and these managers and these protectors and these goddamn ringworms who have done the opposite of trying to help her build long-term success. She was up and away before Papoose came into the picture and this Win Records. They all look a little bit eerie, man. Let me see a bunch of dudes dressed in black with black shades on and shit. What you doing up everywhere with black shades on, man? At night with black shades on. Who are they, Stevie Wonders? That's what I stuck called instead of Win Records, called the Wonders Records. Get out of here with all these black shades on. All them blind and shit. It might as well be 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they ruin boxing careers. I'm telling you, there's some warning signs out here that team she got around her is not serving her long-term interests. I hate when you run your mouth. Bah! I mean, what the hell was that? You see, this whole thing, man, look, and I'm just going to have to shoot straight, man, when it comes to Big Gwoat. I just don't understand it, but I don't even try to understand them. But shit's entertaining. Oh, that goddamn talent. And she out here just thinking the greatness in the ring is going to mean universal popularity. That is not how it works. I put it to this way. Claressa Shields, competitive achievements are well established. Papoose has nothing. It's like my man's still running around here, want to tell people how, well, I was the prom king. You were the prom king, man. Get out of here. Nobody want to hear that. That shit is all like stale bread. Oh, I used to rock the suede Pumas back in, man. Nobody cares about that shit. What you doing today? Because I tell you what, the one over there, who's the show pony, who's got it going on over there, everything evolves around Claressa Shields. She's the one who's established. Without her, none of them get paid. None of them. She don't need them. And the thing is, they don't care about that girl, man. To let her come out and do a song like this, I mean, talk about how, what's her name, is selling her body. Like that shit right there, man. And first, if you're going to do a goddamn rap song, don't be using Tupac's lyrics. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting so-and-so. Somebody said that last night, and I immediately knew where they were going. I'm like, what the hell? And then the Dr. Seuss rhyming. Come on, Papoose. We know Papoose. One, he obviously doesn't care about Claressa, but the dude can rap. When people be like, hey, name one of his hit records. I ain't got to name a hit record. The motherfucker can rap. I don't care what y'all say. Claressa can box, Papoose can rap. But Papoose is not helping her at all. I can't believe he's sitting there allowing that shit to go out. One, because the lyrics are horrible. Two, because it's so goddamn toxic, it draws unnecessary attention on her, and she already has a fucking lawsuit. Again, Sour Patch Kids, but reverse effect. Shit starts off sweet and then it gets sour. You understand? The public opinion about athletes is shaped by much more than championships. Nobody talks about it no more. You know what they're talking about? They're talking about everything else that's going on but the championships. That's why the public opinion on Claressa Shields is garbage. And why she had to come out here and do this Twitter SpaceX thing, where she had a bunch of her own friends and shit. All these kids were from all these characters from Sesame Street out there, man, sitting here bigging her up and praising her, and just all this rehearsed questions and having her get these bullshit answers. You got to understand, the real people, the real deal that matter, not these motherfuckers that's sitting here, the yes men and yes women. The real people who matter, they're evaluating Big Gwoat on her sportsmanship. That shit's trash. Her interviews, trash. Social media presence, trash. Interaction with rivals, trash. Community involvement, where? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Overall public image, trash. But it wasn't like that all the time now. It wasn't like that. There was a time when Claressa was loved by everybody. Yeah, she was chippy. Yeah, she could be annoying with that high-pitched voice. Man, please. 2 gold medals. Top rum. Bring that Wonder Bread over here. Man, please. But we tolerated it because we knew she got busy in that ring. Even went over there to the MMA world, handle business. She was over here doing commentating. Y'all forgot? She was doing commentating. Who want her behind a microphone right now? The only microphone she get behind is the one in the booth, where she spits the truth from on top the roof to all the young black youth. This is real. It's not a spoof. A little pain in the side of my mouth. I think it's my tooth. I think I'm going to sneeze. Achoof. Anyway, that don't have nothing to do with anything. What I'm getting at, all of these things influence how sponsors and casual audiences perceive an athlete. Claressa need to understand that. Listen to what the champ is saying. These people are taking you down a perilous path, man. You got to understand sponsors, casual audience, how they perceive an athlete, and they're looking at all this craziness she has going on. And the perception probably isn't really that good. You see, there's a difference between attention and brand equity. Attention increases visibility. Good job on increasing the attention. People from all 7 continents talking about Claressa, even down there in Africa. Oh, Big Gwoat. Big Gwoat is great fighter. I like Big Gwoat. I like Big Gwoat. Everywhere they're talking about this woman. You go up to Eskimo. They're up to Eskimo. You go to Alaska. Even the Eskimos talking about her. You can't really understand them. Say they're so cold and freezing their balls off and shit. Their teeth are chattering. I say, yo, man, Eskimo Joe, what you know about Claressa? It's like, all right, just shut the fuck up, man, because you too cold. You can't even talk. Go eat some whale blubber, man, and shut the fuck up. But y'all understand what I'm saying? Brand equity is different from attention. and visibility. She has no brand. Shit. Strong brands are generally built on consistency, trust, authenticity, professionalism, performance. And this whole thing about controversy, which she stays in, it creates short-term attention. She gets it. Then it kind of fizzes out. Then it flares up again because she comes up with something else. Just when you think she can't outdo the last viral moment, she does it somehow. I mean, she does it. I'm just like, what's next? Only thing she can do now is go to OnlyFans and get butt naked and take a thong off and make a tail go boom. All that controversy can create short-term attention, but it doesn't always build long-term brand value. Message. There is a risk. It's like having sex with no condom. Oh, first it's sweet. Then it can get sour. When you go to the bathroom, man, and you pissing razor blades. Or you wake up and you got the itch, you got the bumps, you got some shit you can't get rid of. Or now you come home to your wife or your husband and you give them some shit that you don't want to picked up. Oh, it was sweet when you was rubber-dubbing. Now you didn't got the goddamn, the goddamn clap, the goddamn chlamydia. You got herpes. You got some shit you can't get rid of. But there are risks. Just like living in a viral cycle. That's like having sex with no condom. You crazy? Social media rewards conflict. Social media rewards outrage. They reward fast reactions. It's like shock humor. Bill Cosby, he's funny. But he wasn't somebody about shock humor. Then you had guys like Andrew Dice Clay. Ari Spears. It's all humor, different types of humor. Which one's better? Which one's worse? It's all opinion. But you look at the direction that Bill Cosby went with his humor, with his approach to things. A lot cleaner. And he did very, very well for himself. But he still was a comedian. Claressa needs to look at that. Now, I don't want to hear nobody talking about, yeah, but he was giving them women drugs and pushing pudding pops up in their ass. I'm like, nah, well, you understand what I'm saying. Don't try to take the conversation left. She's chosen to go more at a shock humor route. You know what I mean? Andrew Dice Clay, Ari Spears. Yeah, it's humor, it's comedy, but it's very offensive. And as a result, there are some people who like that kind of shit, but how far did they go and where are they now? And I think Claressa needs to understand that, man. You know, professional sports careers are much longer than individual news cycles. Athletes can face the challenge of balancing immediate visibility with long-term reputation. And that's what she doesn't seem to understand. Yeah, you have immediate visibility, Big Gwoat. She does. But long-term reputation is trash. Y'all think Claressa can transition out of boxing into doing something, man, like commentating or anything? She can't, because long-term her reputation is shit. Look at all the stuff that's out here on the internet right now. But she says she has multiples of millions of dollars, so she may not care. I guess when you got money, you don't care, right? 30, 40, 50, 100 million. Anybody that come out here on the internet, man, and, you know, expose their yoo-hoo and shit, that means that, you know, you probably got the kind of money that you don't care. If not, well, you got it confused because you're looking at that immediate visibility and you're not thinking about long-term reputation and how that's going to affect you. I'm telling you, man, Claressa Shields has ruined herself. Long-term, ain't nobody going to want to attach themselves to her. She talking about all these brands, they're calling me and they're like, oh, you everywhere. She everywhere. Well, we want to know we want to work with you. Who, what, when, where, why, how? Ain't nobody talking about working with her. Shit, man, you come out here disrespecting the Ali family and all these other people, man. Doors ain't just get shut. Them shits have been bolted shut and welded shut. She ain't opening them doors. Ain't nobody come looking for her. Shit, the most they'll take with someone like her talking about this, I hate when you run your mouth, bah, shouting shit. Maybe they put her as an attraction in the goddamn zoo. You know what I'm saying? She can go make noise and scream and act all wild and crazy right there. Next to them goddamn lion and tiger and chimpanzee and what animal make big loud noises in the zoo? I don't know what, an aardvark kind of quiet, but put her next to the goddamn aardvark. You got to understand the psychology of strong team support, man. For Claressa to be a high-performing athlete, she needs a high-performing support team. And when you have a high-performing support team, they don't agree with everything that you want to do, and everything that you say. That's not how it works. They're going to provide honest feedback and protects long-term interests. As a result, it's just my opinion, I don't believe she has a strong support team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are things that we can pay attention to. Now, I'm pulling from personal experience like a lot of you all, you know. When you have a strong support team, they will tell you the difficult truths. You know what I mean? If you're someone who's big and fat, and you're talking about how, oh, yeah, you know, I just need to lose weight. And then you sitting there saying this, and it's fucking 11 o'clock at night, and you're eating a whole goddamn thing of brownies with goddamn walnuts in them and drinking a big-ass thing of fucking milk. They're probably going to tell you, yo, you keep talking about losing this weight, why don't you put that down? Get up in the morning, let's work out, clean up the eating, man. Get you on a program. Understand supplementation, nutrition, but this ain't gonna help you. You know, long term, you got all kind of health complications, diabetes, whatever. You know, they're gonna tell you what you don't want to hear, even though you be like, man, I don't want to hear that. Well, all right, then whatever. But I'm gonna keep telling you that shit because they're thinking long term. You know, and that's what Claressa's team. They're thinking long term about her. How is this gonna affect you and your career 5 years from now? Personally and professionally, how is the way that you're conducting yourself and these decisions you make going to affect you 5 years from now? You know what? Because they don't care. That's why they ain't talking about that. Everything is money, money, money. Okay, maybe she making some money, but they making too, so they don't care about long-term what damage they do to her because they're looking at themselves. Well, is she the one looking bad? We just getting paid. That's all. Okay, we just sit here. It's like a video game. She's Luigi, Mario, or Toadstool. Yeah, Toadstool, because he got a big ass head. She Toadstool. They did with the goddamn video game controller, which they want her to jump, she jump. When they want her to sit there and throw fireballs, she throw fireballs. She want her to swim, she swim. That's what it is. They back there controlling shit. And if you say, nah, I heard you wrong, okay, well, why don't they discourage unnecessary conflict? Not every disagreement needs to be public. There don't need to be no rap diss. Why they not discouraging the unnecessary conflict? Why they not trying to protect the athlete's reputation? You know what I mean? The reputation can be as valuable as titles, probably more valuable. Why they not trying to protect that? Why they pushing it towards the drama? You understand? They should be encouraging accountability. Constructive criticism is part of growth. We go live, we talk about her. She gets a lot of constructive criticism. Some people could go and, you know, put the boot sideways and push it up her ass. Others, you know, they encourage and support what she does, but even when she hears a constructive criticism, she still takes it as people just, what she say? Oh, you're throwing rocks and hiding your hands. I ain't never heard that shit. So that's the last couple of months I started talking about, I ain't never heard people say shit like that. But, you know, I come from a different background. You know, West Indian people don't say shit like that. I ain't never heard that. I come from a Trinidadian background. I ain't never heard that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'll tell you is her reputation is not being protected. She's not being held accountable. That's because nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Even with the preparation for the fight. Look at the shit with K. Scott. What's the priority here? Training and recovery? Is that the focus? Or is it tweeting and doing rap diss records the focus? They should be trying to help manage those emotions. You see what I'm saying? Important decisions are less likely to be made in anger. If she wasn't allowed to be out here flying off the handle, I'm sure she wouldn't have done that diss record because she would have been, I think, in more control. and she would have thought it through and said, shit, even if she felt that she didn't really have too much to worry about with the lawsuit, she would have still said, well, I ain't trying to just sit here and throw more fuel on the fire already. I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to turn into a roaring blaze or nothing. I'm just going to kind of leave it as is. This record ain't going to make things better, especially when you say that the girl's selling her body. That shit is crazy. So it is what it is. She's making decisions while she's angry, and I think she is going to have to pay, like Alicia said, pay dearly, consequences. You know what I mean? If Claressa's team really cared about her, they'd be encouraging her to be professionalism, like I say, all the time. And attitude. Sponsors and business partners often value reliability, you know what I mean? Predictability. She's unreliable and unpredictable. Her team will be protecting them relationships. Think about all the relationships that she's destroyed. The big relationship that she's destroyed. And the relationship she's had for a long time. But she's going to blame everyone else. It's not me, it's them. I'm okay, they're not okay. Ego states. You see, when you maintain good relationships, that can create future opportunities. You know what I mean? Can't be out here chasing every headline. A good team understands not every controversy deserves a response. You just ignore that shit. What you care? Especially you out here, got your man, got your life, got your money, got your career. What you care about fools on the internet saying something? That's the internet. That's what the internet does. You don't like it? Don't pay it no attention. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here chasing headlines. Teams should be helping us say no. Turn down them distractions. That's as important as accepting opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Confidence and humility can coexist. And encourage her to continue learning and developing herself. And maybe you'll get some help, because obviously there seems to be some shit that's going on there with Big Gwoat that everybody talks about, and I'm sitting behind the outside. I'm no expert, so I don't see a lot, but I will tell you through my experience in dealing with people, she is someone who I definitely refer to mental health. Like, yo, probably good to go talk to somebody. And once you get in there, that stays between you and the person, just unload on them. First couple of sessions, you may not say nothing, but at some point they can extract the shit out of you and find out, oh, holy shit, this person at the core is just rotten. And we got to start to work from within to get them to be able to stand with more confidence and to not be making these horrible choices. If she can do that, then I think she can start to focus on legacy, you know what I mean? Not just the next event. Like I say, everything is short-term planning. We have an event, okay, does good, make a little bit of money, okay, now let's think about what's next. Now you should be thinking about the next 3-5 years, a firm plan, something that you can actually manage, something that you can work towards, something you can see. It just doesn't seem like they have that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the number one thing, her interests don't seem to be what's being put first. You know what I'm saying? If her best interests were put first, she wouldn't be out here doing all this bullshit. And that's why I think there's a lot of warning signs that her support team's not helping her. You know what I'm saying? Now you can take this and apply it to anybody. But when you think about constant public conflict, and you have a team and you're always in constant public conflict, that's a warning sign that your team may not be helping, along with frequent impulsive decisions, reputation becoming secondary to attention, poor crisis management, escalating unnecessary feuds, limited accountability, lack of strategic planning, emotional decision-making, burnout from constant online engagement, alienating business partners, repeating avoidable controversies, ignoring constructive criticism. And then, you got people out here like a certain somebody who's confusing publicity with sustainable growth. Then you lose focus on what's more important, your core performance and your career field, and her being this outstanding boxer. And when you have a team who really isn't helping you, they're only concerned about short-term gains, consistently outweighing the long-term planning. And that's exactly what's going on there with Big Gwoat, in my opinion. And fans pay attention to these things. You know what I mean? Fans often interpret behavior through the lens of legacy, man. You got somebody who's already highly accomplished. That's when we as boxing fans, we start to ask, what comes next? How will this person be remembered? Are today's decisions helping or hurting tomorrow's opportunities? We talk about that shit all the time on the live. And those questions become more common as athletes reach the later stages in their career, whereas Claressa Shields is at. She's been fighting as a pro, over 10 years now. She don't have too much longer. She says she can fight to 40. I mean, we'll see. I doubt it. I do. Too much controversy. But could controversy ever help? I mean, sometimes. It does have us talking, but they're not taking that attention and converting it into financial gain and opportunities and helping to build her reputation. And it's taking her down again a ruinous path. You know what I'm saying? So I understand combat sports have long used rivalries and bold personalities to sell fights. I get it. But the challenge is finding the balance between promoting events, maintaining credibility, and preserving long-term relationships with fans, sponsors, and media. What's happened is there's been too much emphasis on controversy, which has become exhausting for audiences. And then there's been little promotion, and major fights have been overlooked. And even this one with K. Scott, there's little to no promotion except from the content creators. And that's why there are some people who really, they're not even really thinking about it. They don't even plan on going to support it. But, this whole thing with Win Records, that was one of those, break glass in case of emergency decisions, because they knew without that it wasn't going to be nice. So they did what they had to do to hopefully survive on August 15th to make the event somewhat decent. But after that, again, it goes back. They're short-term planners. They're not thinking long-term. What are they going to do next? All signs that her support team doesn't have her best interest in mind. You know what I'm saying? And they're not helping. They're hurting her because they're just letting her take it to the stupid. And I'll be honest with you, I think it's too late for her. That's just me. But this rap shit that she did, horrible. Everything about it is all bad. And until Claressa starts to understand that there are still some people who expect more from her as a two-time gold medalist, I'm going to tell you, she didn't deserve the medals. I'm just going to say, she didn't deserve them gold medals. They should have given them to someone else. You see when Roy Jones was in the Olympics, they jerked him from that gold medal and gave him a silver. He deserved that gold medal. The way that man handled himself, his career, how he treated people, how he treats people now. You see the Korean man came back and gave him the gold medal. He came back and gave Roy Jones the gold medal. He knew he didn't earn that gold medal. But I bet you if Roy Jones was out here acting a fool like Claressa Shields, that man would have never came back in. This is a whole nother video. That man would have never came back and gave Roy Jones that gold medal. He would have been like, man, fuck him. Because he would have been looking and saying, what? This guy is an asshole. They got it right by not giving that shit to him and giving it to me, even though I didn't beat him. Yeah, wrong person would have put in the wrong person's hands. And that's what's happened to Claressa Shields. The wrong person got 2 gold medals. And yeah, she earned it and she fought, and I get it, and I agree with that. But I'm still telling you, I think the wrong person got those gold medals. Turned into a goddamn fool. Should have given them to someone else. And that's just how I see it. Maybe she wouldn't be so goddamn ridiculous. Because she's really making Olympians look bad. She's making America look bad. She's making black women look bad. Black people look bad. Young people look bad. Athletes look bad. Everything. And until she takes accountability, she's gonna continue this way. But it may really be when she hits rock bottom, like the callers, like they say, that may be what it is. That means a lot of her money gone, Papoose gone, the entire goddamn public, man, turning it back on her, but she's just a nowherean, just standing there looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, she hate when Alicia runs her mouth. Well, we hate when you run your mouth. So shut up. I'm in the breeze.